This week we're going to look at Tesla. We're going to look at its inclusion into the S&P 500 on the 21st of December, whether it's a buy now, whether it's a buy afterwards, or if you should be buying it throughout. Welcome back guys to the channel, and yes, today we're going to look at Tesla. We're going to look at Tesla and its inclusion into the S&P 500, which obviously hasn't happened yet. That's happening on the 21st of December. We've had the announcement early doors, much earlier than a lot of other S&P inclusion announcements. It's usually 5-6 days before it actually goes in. This one is much earlier. We got the go ahead, which is why we saw the price of Tesla jump so rapidly. So we're going to take a look at whether it is a buy right now, whether it would be a buy after its inclusion into the S&P 500, or as always, you should be dollar cost averaging throughout. I'm a holder in Tesla. I had one share of Tesla before the stock split, so I now have 5, and I bought it before the stock split at £423, which would have been about $525. It then jumped to 2,000 and something dollars, and then they split, and it's done nothing but go up ever since. Just a quick point, if you're new to the channel, I'd love for you to go down and just tap that subscribe button, because there's going to be loads more content like this that you don't want to be missing out on, and give it a little like while you're there. So let's get into this Tesla video. So first time doing a Tesla video. I'm an investor in Tesla and I've not done a video on it yet, but I feel it's probably appropriate considering it's going into the S&P 500. There's a couple of things I want to look at. There's some analysis that's been done to look at whether companies have performed better before or after its inclusion into the S&P 500. And we're going to look at some graphs to illustrate that as well. An author, a research analyst for Seeking Alpha, which as you know is our preferred site for stock analysis, has done exactly this. He's looked at 61 different stocks before and after their inclusion into the S&P 500 and what that's done to the stock levels. I'm going to pop up on screen now the first 32 stocks that he analysed, so there'll be obviously some recognisable names in there in the ticker symbols. Here are the other 29 stocks that have gone into the S&P 500, and then he's done an average. So his name's Kevin Liu. Have a look at this one. So this is an average of what the stocks have generally done typically before and after inclusion into the S&P 500. Now you can see down the bottom there, they started rising at 5 days out, because typically again you're 5 or 6 days from being included into the stock market, into the S&P 500. So the graphs there obviously show that the companies being analysed are 5-6 days out from being included into the S&P 500. We've heard much earlier with Tesla, and it's already made a big jump. So what do you do? I'm not going to be investing in Tesla. Next week I'm going to have a video coming out which is kind of that on steroids. I'm going to be investing in lots of EV companies all at the same time as a little experiment to see what happens. But what do we do then? Do we invest before the S&P 500 inclusion? Do we wait for it to drop afterwards, potentially after the inclusion into the S&P 500, and then invest and watch it go up? Or for me, if you've been following me and following the channel, I'm a big believer in dollar cost averaging. Don't think you need to be timing the market, picking the winners, getting into them, and then just riding them until they go sky high, selling out. That's not investing into the market long term, that's trading. The difference between trading and investing, I did a video on it, go and watch that. But I think that if you're investing in a company, you need to believe in the company, believe in their journey, believe in what they're doing, believe that they're going to make a difference, believe their product or services are going to be used, or you use them yourself, and you need to be investing into it for the long term because you genuinely want to own a piece of that company, not get into it because it's going to rocket and then you can sell out of it. That's trading the stock market, not investing in the stock market. If you're looking to trade the stock market because you want some tips as to where Tesla is going to go, you know, you see all these thumbnails on YouTube, price prediction Tesla to 1,000, Tesla to 3,000. Now, forget it. You don't know that. You know, you might have read a couple of things on YouTube or watched a couple of videos where people have said it. You don't know that. There's no telling that. That's purely clickbait. Don't listen to it. Watch them because they're entertaining and it's all for entertainment purposes only. But they don't know that for sure. So look, if you believe in Tesla, and Tesla is a good company for the long term, you believe, because not only are they creating EV vehicles, EVs, because they're creating electric vehicles, which is quite clearly the future, and because they are quite heavily into the renewable energy sector, because they are quite heavy in their solar panels, in their energy storage. Obviously they've got integrated charging points for electric cars as well, so they're broadening the horizons. I think you need to be getting into Tesla for those reasons, not for the reasons of just because somebody on YouTube said price is going to go to 1,000 post S&P 500 inclusion. So look, these are my thoughts on it. You know, I'm no expert investor, but I certainly, I guess, got my head screwed on right in terms of why you should be investing and not just timing the market to make a quick buck or two. Let's go into the computer and I'll just show you the article that you can have a look at for yourself on Seeking Alpha and the author and who it's by, and I'll show you my position in Tesla and where I got into it as well, just for and giggles. So I'm going to have to bleep that out, which I've never done before. So let's get into the computer now and we'll have a little look at that. Right, here we are. So this is the report that you should have a look at, the article. It was done back in 2016, but sentiment's the same. Markets don't change a great deal in terms of S&P 500 inclusions. So this is the report by Kevin Liu, quick summary, and then lots of lovely graphs that I've picked up and stolen. But this is just it's an open website, so you can go and have a look at this and analyze all of this yourself and give it a good read. It's on Seeking Alpha, obviously, which is my go-to for stock market analysis and stock analysis. And again, just for complete transparency, as always, Tesla is one of my top performing stocks. 5 shares in it which were purchased before the stock split. In fact, I looked the other day, I paid £423 for them, so I paid $560 odd. I think it was $550 back then when the exchange rate was slightly different. So I paid £550 for my one share. It rocketed up to $2,927, so I bought it at $555 and it's now nearly $3,000. So it's one of the top performing stocks. I'm sure it was back in May time, around there I think I bought in. So it's just rocketed since then. So I know a lot of videos you watch on YouTube about predictions on Tesla and talking about Tesla, and they're not even in the company. They're not, they're investing very little, and they're not actually jumping in and doing it themselves and living it and breathing it and experiencing it. But bought Tesla back at the beginning of the year, $550 odd and up to nearly $3,000 now. So again, doesn't change my view on what's going to happen after the S&P 500 inclusion. You can see the news came out around that time and it's done one thing since, based on the graphs I showed you earlier and the graphs obviously in Kevin Liu's article here. You look at the main one here, what's going to happen. We've drawn up as it would be expected, like it has done right there. And then what's going to happen after that? Well, on average, this is an average across the board. There's been another little spike of a flurry of interest and anticipation of things going higher and doing well, and then just a huge sell-off. So what's going to happen on the 21st, which will be there? Will we see it come back down again? Who knows? But doesn't change my sentiment on what you should be doing. So I'll kick you back out there. Alright guys, well that may or may not have been helpful in any way, shape or form, but they're my thoughts on Tesla. I don't think you should be getting into Tesla just for the short term, just because they're going into the S&P 500. They're any EV stock, they're very volatile, they'll be up and down like a yo-yo. You can probably trade them and time it perfectly and get in, when you hear news and back out again. Great if that's what you want to do. When should you be getting into it for the long term? Well, let's just do the good old-fashioned dollar cost average and buy in slight dips. It's down 1% today. Oh no, buy. It's down 3% suddenly. Okay, fine, buy. It goes up, it rockets. Let's hold it for a moment, unless it trades sideways or carries on going and it's your time to invest, then you should buy. Okay, so they're my thoughts on Tesla. I thought I'd jump on here because I'm seeing so many videos online of of very attractive thumbnails, and I'm guilty. I've clicked on them, but they're all Tesla to 4,000. No, you don't know that. There's no way of telling that. And stop luring people in just for entertainment purposes to get your clicks up. You know, let's genuinely try and help people invest in Tesla because they are the way forward in the EV space. They are the most well-known company in the EV space. They do have other streams of income and other avenues and other companies like renewable energy and charging points. And I think they are the market leaders at the moment. So if you're going to get into any EV stock, let's get into Tesla. I'm contradicting myself because next week I'm doing a video where I'm getting into the top 10 EV stocks, but that is purely for entertainment purposes. But look, let's be straight for a minute. If you like Tesla and they're a good company, you like what they're doing, get into it. Be a part of the company and buy the stock. If you like what Elon Musk is doing, get into it, buy the stock, hold it for the long term because you should believe it in the long term. And that's that. That's my rant over. I'm sorry if that was ranty. Anyway, subscribe to me. Click the little red button down there. I'll have it pop up on the screen as well here. Like the video if you've gotten value for that. If you like the rant, I'm sure I could rant on other things, other topics as well if you want me to. But I'm sure you found that incredibly boring. And pop a comment down below if you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, pop a comment down below anyway and we'll talk about it. We won't argue, we'll just talk about it, we'll discuss it like mature adults, like the mature adults that we are, okay? So as I said, like the video guys, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.